All right, so explain what made you put the bumper sticker on the car.
Well, I went down to the protest about a week ago, and I seen what was really going on down there with the police and all the protesters. I saw how the police were actually treating the people, instigating fights, just going after them, just using unnecessary force. And after seeing that, I just really felt fuck the police, the way they were treating people. It's unnecessary, the amount of force they were using, the pepper balls they were shooting at people, the rubber bullets, the flashbang grenades. It's just, those hurt people, and they don't need to use that. If it's just a matter of getting people off the fences to protect the buildings and the monuments, they'd be using fire hoses, other non-lethal stuff, but they'll stand there in lines and they'll be silent, won't do anything, and all of a sudden they rush forward and they just choose one person, it seems like, and they just start beating on that person. They jump on them, 10 people on top, and just hold them down. It's just, it's not right the way they treat people,
When you're at the protest, do you get the sense that there's a certain portion of the protesters who are maybe a little more aggressive than others in terms of their confrontational style? Or how do you sort of distinguish the different segments within the protest?
There's definitely different people doing different things. It surprises you. Sometimes you think the ones that wouldn't be doing the more, negative, destructive stuff, you look at them and you're surprised because they seem like the ones that be more chilled out, but sometimes the other way around. I think within any group of protesters, you're going to find people that want to take it to the next level.
What are some examples of them taking it to the next level? Like, what do they do that you found surprising or notable?
I mean, notable is just random people. When the tear gas canisters came over, they just ran, picked it up, threw it back over. No one special was doing that. At the same time, surprised me some of the people that would pick up a rock or a bottle and just chuck them at the police. People that seems like in never 1,000 years they do that.
How about, sometimes they fire, it seems like they fire these fairly powerful fireworks at the courthouse.
Right.
Have you seen that?
I've seen a bit of that, yeah. Not as powerful as the flashbang grenades that they're doing, but...
That's probably true.
Yeah.
How do you think it's all going to end at the protest zone? I mean, is this going to go on in perpetuity, or what's your sense of it?
I hadn't really thought about it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's so many different agendas with the whole protest and everything going on. It's just see how it plays out. I think a lot is political. Trump, his election coming up. A lot of it's just show of force. But there's so much going on with the world right now. It's in the U.S. between people wanting to change the police, the race, prejudice. Everyone wants to see some change. And with everyone, for the most part, struggling right now, it makes you really want to turn to your government and get that help. And the government's not there to help us. There's a lot of pent-up anger and rage that we're not being helped. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. So I think maybe until the government plays its part, starts helping us out as people, this might keep going on.
Do you think a lot of people who are there are able to go because maybe they lost their jobs due to COVID and they're sort of idle? They don't have the routine's been upended, so this is sort of an outlet for them to feel like they're doing something productive.
I think that's pretty much a large part of it. I think that's honestly why this movement became so big, is because people want to be a part of something. They're at home, didn't have anything to do. For the most part, lost their jobs, were already angry as it was with the government, and they found something to do. I know personally, I was in prison when this all started, and just getting out and seeing the transition from how it was before I went in to now, it's been...
You were in prison when the pandemic started, you mean?
Pandemic started, yeah. I got out May 15th, and it's been interesting, getting out of prison. And
you got out when exactly?
May 15th.
May 15th? Okay.
Yeah.
And when you got out, what was your impression? Because that's sort of must be a bizarre feeling.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the culture shock from getting out of prison, but this time it was a lot different, with the lack of jobs, just lack of people. It's been really weird. I felt like I knew more what I was doing in prison than I did out here. There was more structure, more going on.
How long were you in there?
16 months.
Could I ask what for?
Distribution, narcotics.
Okay. And have you tried to get Have you looked for a job in this climate, or is it just so weird that it's not worth it?
Oh no, there's work. I mean, I don't know about these people that say there's no work out there. There's work. There's always work. Me personally, I couldn't go to one of the easier jobs like the delivery services because of my criminal background. But you know, I found work. I'm doing construction full time. You know, I'm doing all right. It's a matter of if you don't mind taking a job that's going to take a little more work. You know, if you want an easy job, you're probably not going to find it right now because everyone else is looking for it.
And when you were in prison, I mean, did they sort of institute any kind of procedures around COVID, or was there anything done in response to it?
There was, but it was more of them covering their own asses if they, I don't know. It's more than covering themselves because you cannot social distance while in prison.
Right.
You know, you're two people in a cell that's 8 foot by 8 foot, and on either side of you is a thin wall, and there's 2 other people there, so you literally cannot social distance. They were running the unit separate, chow. They were running yards separate, but that's really about it, but that's not enough.
And this is Oregon State Prison?
This is Oregon, yeah. It took them, Kate Brown had said there was inmates had gotten mass. She had ordered 100,000 or something on the news, and we were getting them. We didn't even get them for 2 more weeks, you know. A lot of what was being said on the news is not true.
Yeah. And when you came out and saw like the big protest movement with the police being the target, what was your reaction?
I liked it, you know. These police here in Portland and everywhere have gone unchecked for a long time. They use the laws they bend the laws to their liking to do what they want and get away with what they want. They know what they can get away with even if it's illegal, but it won't come back on them. You know, they use illegal search procedures, illegal holding of people. They do that and they know that they'll be kicked out in the end, you know, on the case. The DA won't follow up with the prosecutor, but they know it's just going to put that person in jail in the meantime, so that's the punishment they can give them. Even if it's not officially a punishment, they use the system to their advantage and take advantage of it to do what they want.
All right, so now with this sticker on your car and having gotten out of prison recently, I mean, does that concern you at all that you could be targeted by a police who doesn't take kindly to the message?
You know, not really. The sticker's been around for a while, you know. People have always said fuck police. It may draw me a little more attention, but it's not something I'm really worried that much about. You know, if I'm getting the attention of a police officer already, it probably won't make a difference, sticker or not.
And are you planning to go back to the protest at all, or?
I thought about it, but you know, it gets kind of crazy down there, and I'm just trying to stay out of trouble, just do my own thing. Maybe if I'm down there one night and I don't have anything to do, I'll check it out, but I'm probably not going to go there intentionally. So.
All right, well, thanks a lot. What is your name?
Kevin.
Kevin. All right, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.